Students, up till now we are studying about this recombinant DNA technology and genetic engineering. So here what the basic plan is there, we have to introduce the gene of interest into the genome or nucleotides or nucleus of the another organism, and we have to get the product of that recombinant gene. Okay, so theoretically it is very simple to say that this and this, but practically this is very hard. So we have discussed earlier how this gene is replicate along with the bacterial gene, either bacterial nucleus gene or plasmid. Plasmid is also genomic content of the bacteria. So they are the carrier. So once they get inserted that foreign DNA into the plasmid DNA, the plasmid is also replicate along with the when bacteria divide. So when bacteria, millions of bacteria is there, the millions of that protein is there. And suppose that gene is for insulin production, the bacteria is also start the insulin production. Keep in mind the example of insulin. That is the genetic engineering, and the insertion of the foreign DNA, that is the gene responsible for the production of the insulin enzyme, that sequence is the biotechnology and genetic engineering. But how this is possible to get that foreign DNA into the bacterial DNA? So earlier we had seen that vectors are there. The vector carrying diseases carrying vectors. For example, just I told you the mosquito. So actually we know that the malaria is produced from the mosquito when they bite. But what actually, the mosquito is not responsible for malaria, but the pathogen, that protozoa plasmodium, is present in the saliva of this mosquito. That from that saliva this plasmodium get inside the human body, and then we suffer from the malaria. So here the mosquito is a vector. For example, in diarrhea and dysentery, the housefly is a vector. So they actually not produce disease, but they carry the disease producing germs. The carrier. So in short, we called it as carriers. So here we have to study about this cloning vectors. So for cloning or the production of many copies, we need vectors or the carrier. And which are these carrier in the genetic engineering, that we have to study today. Now here the techniques of manipulating prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic DNA has allowed breakage of a DNA molecule at two desired places to isolate a specific DNA segment and then insert it in another DNA molecule at desired position, and the product thus obtained called recombinant DNA, and technique often called genetic engineering. Keep in mind, this is very important. So, recombinant DNA and genetic engineering are the two basic factors about this biotechnology. Now, cloning vectors for recombinant DNA. So, for recombinant DNA, which are these cloning vectors? So, here one of the most important uses of recombinant DNA technology is the clonient, clonient, that is random DNA, complementary DNA segment used as a probes or specific gene which may either isolated from the genome or synthesized organochemically or in the form of cDNA and mRNA. And this cloning DNA is possible only with the help of another DNA molecule which is capable of replicating in a host. For example, plasmid. Just I have told you that we have to insert that particular gene into the plasmid. So plasmid, so that another DNA molecule is often used in the form of vector. So here, see the, so the another, here, see here, the plasmid, as we have to use as a vector carrier. In the same way, which could be a plasmid, a bacteriophage, diploid cosmid, phagamid, transpon, and even a viruses. So these are actually carrier, or as a, in genetically we call it as vector. So they carry the foreign DNA of interest, and we get the ultimate result when the organism get divided. So first of all, plasmid. So I have actually explained this thing in the earlier lecture. The plasmid is the extra chromosomal material is present in the bacteria. We have to insert it. See the diagram, and the DNA of transported. See here, transplanted. Then sticky ends are there. So linkers are there, adapters are there, and because of that they get ligase, and DNA ligase they join the original DNA plus this transferred DNA. So here I am explaining you. See here. So this is the plasmid with register this plasmid, and this is the genome trace. And then they get to join, and this joining will get the new derived recombinant plasmid. So now this plasmid is present in these bacteria. So when bacteria divide, the plasmid is also divide, and ultimately we get the product whatever the genes are responsible. So this is the way that plasmid is there. Then another is there. See here again, these diagrams are shown here. The concept of cloning a foreign DNA segment in a plasmid vector. So here, this thing. Hmm. In this case, this shown in this diagram also. See here, the rounded plasmid, then the break, and with the help of linkers and adapters, foreign DNA fragments are get. See here, this is the foreign DNA fragment, and organism for gene cloning. And there is restriction cut is there with the help of enzyme, endonucleases, exonucleases, and here we get the that DNA with linkers and adapters and foreign DNA. And this is the plasmid. And that plasmid is present in the bacteria. Bacteria divide, the gene is also divide. And whatever the product we get in the colony. In the same way, PBR 322 and PBR 327 vectors. These are the name given to the sequence. So the naturally occurring plasmid may not possesses all above and other essential properties of the suitable cloning vector. Therefore, one may have to restructure them by inserting genes of relaxed replication and genes for antibiotic resistance. And that name is given to that plasmid, that PB327 and PB322. So these are the actually antibiotic resistant are there. So there is no effect on the plasmid or the bacteria. Then next, in the same way, the next is that the yeast plasmid vectors or yeast artificial chromosome. See, in the yeast artificial, nowadays very advanced techniques are there, and special vectors are also known as introducing DNA fragment in the yeast cell. So we have to introduce the gene in the yeast cell also possible. That is eukaryotic system that has been used extensively for developing genetically engineered yeast cell. So naturally, we know that earlier the yeast and this are also responsible for production of antibiotic, that is penicillin. The first antibiotic in this world is the penicillin. They are naturally produced. So by using this technique, we have to introduce another gene and we get the product, and we transfer that gene into that artificial one chromosome. In the same way, the bacteriophage as a vector. Bacteriophage. So what is actually bacteriophage? Bacteriophage provide another source of cloning vector, since usually a phage has linear DNA molecule. Actually, bacteriophage means they carry the virus gene. Just I will show the diagram. No diagram is here. So the bacteriophage is carrying the virus DNA, uh, and here a single break will generate two fragments which are later joined together with the foreign DNA to generate a chimeric phase. So we have to introduce, and they get cut and foreign DNA is introduced, and that particular gene is called as chimeric phase. Now actually that name of that is the lambda phase, lambda, to create a smaller vector genome having single restriction site for the enzyme in E. coli. So bacteriophage is as a vector, means they carry the gene of interest and then introduce. So when the bacterial DNA is divide along inside the bacteria, so they get multiplied. The next one is the here the name is given, that is the lambda phase vectors. So plasmid vectors described previously are often used as a cloning DNA segments of small size, that is 10 kilobases. However, while preparing the genomic library in eukaryotes, the clonal fragment should be of large enough to contain a whole gene. So, this is lambda factor. Then cosmids as vectors. Cosmids are plasmid. Actually, these are plasmid particles into which certain specific DNA sequences, namely those for cos sites, are inserted. And since these cos sites enable the DNA to get packed in lambda particles, cosmids allow the packaging of DNA in phage particle in vitro and thus permitting their purification. Like plasmid, these cosmids perpetuate in bacteria and do not carry the gene for lytic development. So these are also uh, like plasmid, extra that chromosomal material is there inside the bacteria and they carry the foreign DNA. Then phagamids as vectors. So these are all different types of genes like plasmid, extra chromosome material. So phagamids also, in this combination of plasmid and lambda phase is produced plasmid inserted into two phase lambda genome by means of a site specific recombination mechanism of the phase that is normally used by the phage or for insertion into the bacterial chromosome during lysogen formation. And the process is lifting the plasmid is called phasmid or phagamids. So phagamids are prepared artificially by combining features of phages which plasmid as the name suggests. So this is just a modification of the plasmid. So that is called as phagamid, and this is also act as a vector, means they carry the gene. Okay. So in now we summarize in the small sentences. So to get the product, whatever we want, we have to know the sequence in on the DNA molecule, and that particular DNA we have to isolate. Then we have to reintroduce into the another organism, either in nucleus, either in plasmid, cosmid, or phagamid. Then this extra chromosomal material get divided along with the bacteria, and whatever the gene they get inserted, they also produce that product or the enzyme along with the division, along with the production, and we get that product. So now the our last part, that is the application of biotechnology. So in the application of biotechnology, again I have to explain all these things. And the first application of biotechnology is the production of insulin. So that's why I'm giving the example of insulin, because it is very easy to understand, and every people know the insulin. So actually insulin produced in the pancreas in the animal being, but artificially how we have to produce? So we have to isolate that cells of the pancreas, take out the gene responsible for the insulin production in the human being, and that gene we have to introduce into the another organism, and that organism start the production of insulin. That is the applications of biotechnology. This is the one example. Then nowadays we are using this biotechnology for the production of vaccines. Then to repair the genetic diseases, that we have to see one by one. Okay, for today it is enough. Next time we will see the application of biotechnology. Thank you.